guys, I'm gonna go through some stuff that I carry on my sled with me when I'm in the backcountry. A lot of it's safety stuff, a lot of it's tools, spare parts, whatever. This is only stuff I carry on my sled. This doesn't include the stuff I carry in my backpack. So that excludes any avalanche safety stuff. This is just strictly what goes on my sled. Okay, so I'll start out with a couple safety things. First aid kit. Should note that I went through my first aid kit this year and there's a lot of things in there that were kind of dried up, not sticky anymore, maybe probably from freezing, thawing. So yeah, good idea to go through that every year, restock it. I got to restock some stuff in here, but for the most part, just keep some bandages, some Tylenol, a couple lighters, fire starter, gauze, stuff like that. It's good for at least someone to carry at least one kit with you in your group. So that's the kit I got. It's not too big, not too small. Works out pretty good. Like I said, I got to restock some stuff in there, but it's a good start. Along with first aid kit, kind of can also be a first aid type thing. Duct tape, electrical tape. Use that for wounds. Putting your sled back together. There's lots of uses. Along with that, I have this soft loop. It's just a nylon soft loop. It's pretty strong though, but yeah, you can use it for giving ski pulls, tying things back together. You can use it as a sling. Lots of uses. Doesn't take up any space, so I throw one of those in there. Got my sunglasses, just an old pair that I carry around, but good for those sunny days. Prevent some snow blindness. I just got an old goggle bag, throw them in there, keeps them from getting all beat up, banged up. Flashlight, just a cheapo LED, but this thing has been in my sled for a couple years and still works, so keeping that. Okay, so this is a tow rope. It's the Y type that'll connect to your control arms and then to the bumper of the tow sled. My buddy carried one of these last year and we had to use it and it worked really well. Much better than a chunk of rope or any other strap that I've used. Worked really well, and if anybody's ever had to tow anything from a shitty place in the backcountry, it's pretty handy to have a proper tow strap that's heavy duty. So yeah, I picked one up for my sled. I'm gonna carry that with me this year, just in case. Okay, next up I have, this is like a little tactical pouch, just a cheap, I think I got a 2-pack for like 10 or 15 bucks on Amazon. Super tough, nice big zipper. That's what I keep a lot of my tools in. So they're not flying around, banging around. So I'll show you some of the tools that I carry in there. This is just a Gerber Multi-Tool, nothing too fancy. Some spring-loaded pliers and some cutters on there. A couple screwdriver bits, knife bits, whatever. That one kind of stays in my sled all the time, floats around in there. But I mainly like to use this Leatherman Skeletal. I carry this all the time in my pocket usually. But usually sled season, that'll go right in my backpack. Keep it dry, keep it clean. This one's really handy, saved me a lot of times, but yeah, I love the Skeletal. Little vice grips, can't go wrong. Use it for pulling springs, whatever. I always carry a big crescent wrench, adjustable wrench. That way you can fit every bolt on your sled if you have to. Big stuff, little stuff, whatever. You can use the little loop on the end for straightening things out, prying things, whatever. Really useful tool. Carry a little screwdriver, just a little flat, nice and pointy. Can make holes in plastics if you need to. I've done that before. It's just a cheapo little flat screwdriver that I keep. Spring puller. Doesn't take up much space, and there's always someone that needs one. And so, yeah, keep a spring puller. Just small, it fits right in my little pack, so keep one of those. Shock pump for the Arctic Cats. Check those quite often, and I can adjust them in the backcountry as I go. Here's a ratchet strap. Just a crappy ratchet strap I keep in my sled. I used it to pull my bumper back straight last year when I clipped a tree. Endless uses, tie things back together nice and snug. You can just imagine. Doesn't take up much room, it's pretty light, so throw that in. I guess that's pretty well it as far as, well, no, I guess I carry the Arctic Cat tool bag, and it's got all the Arctic Cat stuff. I threw in a couple extra things just to make life easier, but yeah, for the most part, every tool you need to pretty much pull the Arctic Cats apart, Torx stuff, whatever. So yeah, that obviously stays in the sled. Tools, okay. So this is a Fiskars folding 10-inch folding saw. Awesome saw. Says right there, lifetime warranty. And I actually used that on the first Fiskars folding saw I had. Just from rattling around in my sled, this bolt and locking mechanism that was in there actually all fell apart, and I lost some of the parts. So went back in to where I bought it, and no questions asked, just exchanged me one right off the shelf. And so yeah, this one I Loctited this bolt, this nut right in there, and I haven't had any issues since. But this is a super sturdy saw, good lock on it, and nice heavy duty blade, and it can cut some serious trees and logs if you have to. Pretty sweet. I've tried lots of saws, but so far I really like that one. Folds up nice. Really handy. Okay, I guess that's it for tools. Pretty well. Got some spare fuses, zip ties. Usually carry some bigger ones too. You can use those to tie plastics back together or whatever. So we'll get into some spare parts that I carry. This is just like a little package of screws and wire and some spare bolts. I used a lot of stuff out of here. I should probably restock it, but you can screw together busted plastics and bolts that fall out magically somehow on their own. You can usually find something that'll work in my little kit. Another thing I broke in the backcountry that really sucks is your handlebar clamp. The stock Arctic Cat ones are junk. They usually crack right here from over tightening, I guess, but if you don't tighten them tight enough, they slip. So I carry some spare aluminum bar clamps with me. And since I put aftermarket ones on, I haven't broke any, but whatever, you never know. Might not be you that needs parts, it might be a riding buddy that's with you. So to go along with that, another thing I've broke or seen broke in the backcountry is brake levers. On the Arctic Cats, the new 2019 plus Arctic Cats have really cheesy plastic type composite brake lever, and they break really easy. And in fact, like one of my first rides last season, I ran into a guy with the exact same sled as me, the Alpha 1, and he had broken a brake lever. So luckily I jerry-rigged this one up before I went out last season. This is just a cheap aftermarket dirt bike. It's actually a brake lever, but I made it work for, front brake lever. I made it work for my sled brake. Doesn't actuate my brake light or anything like that. I actually made another video about that. But this is just mainly to get you out of the backcountry if you snap your brake lever. Since then, I replaced my stock Arctic Cat lever with TKI aluminum one, and I have no issues with that one. But again, you never know. It doesn't take up much room. It's lightweight, and just throw it in there for, if not you, maybe a riding buddy or someone that needs help. Got a lighter here with just some paracord wrapped around it. I always carry like 2 or 3 or 4 lighters. It's never a bad idea. Carry a spare pull cord just in case. Again, might not be for you, but maybe your buddy's stock rope breaks. You got one then. This is kind of Arctic Cat related stuff, but I'm pretty aware that other brands have this issue too of breaking ski rubbers. So I carry one because it sucks when it's the first hour of your day and you break a ski rubber and it makes it difficult to get around. So it only takes a few minutes to swap one out in the backcountry. So yeah, carry one of those all the time with me. And then I carry spares in my truck because I'm that hard on them. Another thing I've seen broke is ball joints. This is just an upper off the Cat. It's small, doesn't take up much room, so I throw it in my sled. May never need it. I've never needed one, but hey, had one, so it goes in. Another thing to think about is a lot of these new tether cords. The Arctic Cat ones anyway are like a special magnetic type. It's not like these old ones with, you know, the plunger type style or whatever. You could kind of defeat those if you had to, if you lost your tether. Where these ones, I don't know of any way to bypass those if you did lose your tether, and I've seen that happen. Seen guys with it not clipped on their coat, and boom, it gets caught in a tree, and now it's gone, and now you can't get your sled started. So yeah, I carry a spare. Maybe I'm paranoid, but again, for all the room it takes up, throw it in, and yeah. So another thing I keep on my sled, I refill every day, is my water bottle. This is an aluminum one. It's insulated because, well, riding out here in Ontario or the East Coast, well, even the West Coast, sometimes it gets real cold and your water will freeze if it's not in an insulated container. So metal, the idea is, if I had to, I guess I could melt some snow over a fire or on my exhaust pipe or whatever to get me some more water. But that's why I carry that. And it's a nice size, a lot bigger than just a regular disposable water bottle. So I go through one of those in a riding day, no problem. So that's pretty much what I carry. And it's spread out throughout my sled through the storage that's in the seat. I also picked up Mountain Addiction bag. This is the smaller version. It's not super tall, not super big, but it's nice size and I can fit a ton of stuff in there, and it just stays on my sled and I can pop it off and bring it in the in at the end of the day and melt it off, and it works really good. Yeah, I have a windshield bag also. Carry some of this stuff in there for easy access or whatever. But yeah, can't wait. I'm just going through everything, getting everything ready for the first ride, and can't wait to get on the snow. See you guys out there.